In episodes 1 and 2, I described my 3 months in French Polynesia, having sailed from Panama on my 1989 Pacific Seacraft Krelock 34 sailboat named Sea Change. In this episode, I have clips of sailing from French Polynesia to Tonga via Beveridge Reef and Niue, sadly skipping the Cook Islands and most of Tonga, which were still closed for COVID. Previously on Sailing Sea Change.
Piha to hopefully Beveridge Reef, and I've gotten myself into a maramoo.
As seen in my red track at the bottom, after surviving the maramoo, I had a lovely day of sailing west in northeasterly breeze, followed by running off southwest, again with staysail only, before a northern front generated by a transient low that formed in front of us. The northern front was heralded by these mare's tails, and it was so windy I have voiced over this clip. The wind had backed to the northeast after the maramoo, so I had a pleasant day of sailing on starboard for a change before the front arrived. As with the maramoo, I tried to sail with triple reefed main and staysail, but eventually had to drop the main completely and again run off on a broad reach southwest to avoid being slammed by the growing waves. And again I retreated to my bunk overnight and let the wind pilot take care of sea change. These 2 nights of the maramoo and subsequent northerly front were the roughest of my 6 months in the South Pacific. The cabin was chaotic by the end of this, with everything that had broken loose piled on the expanded port berth, and even my refrigerator broke loose. The next few days were spent avoiding massive squalls and still sailing on starboard.
Sunday, August 21. We have full sail set, and we are absolutely hauling it. Broad reach. We have prospect of sun in front of us. For the whole morning we have been out running one squall after another. This is a huge squall. You can see remnants of some of the other squalls behind us, behind us, behind us, behind us. Little South African flag finally tearing just a little bit. Like the last 3 days, squalls. These are the biggest ones we had. I had to motor sail this morning for 3 hours to outrun the first set of them. Now we can sail. It's glorious. Headed to Beveridge Reef, hopefully in 2 days. It's August 23rd, Tuesday, and I'm approaching where I'm at now. Beveridge Reef, an atoll with no islands. You can see the breakers coming in on the left here. We've just rounded the northwest point and we're going down the western side. Hopefully you can see the blue turquoise, beautiful turquoise inside of the placid lagoon. We're going to go down there to the pass.
This screenshot of my iSailor chart shows the pass in the middle of the western side of the reef and our first anchorage at the northeast corner.
It's Tuesday, the 23rd of August, and I am anchored in about 15 feet of beautiful clear sand in Beveridge Reef. Amazing place to be. I have it completely to myself. See the breakers there from the ocean, and then this blue sand, wide blue sand shelf, and then the dark water drops off to about 30 feet, and the entire place is only 30 feet deep. There's nothing deeper. It's coral bommies all the way through. Haven't quite put the boat away yet. And absolutely amazing place. Get the dinghy down now and head up to the reef, see if I can't shoot a fish.
The fish here were so naive that even I could hit some, and better yet, They do not have ciguatera poison, unlike many in French Polynesia. Unfortunately, Beveridge Reef is also renowned for its grey reef sharks, one of which harassed me until I twice prodded it with my spear. This was also where I discovered that my original 33-year-old standing rigging was starting to fail, with broken wires in several stays and shrouds like this one, leading me to climb the mast to secure backup rigging.
Lots of work up the mast. Thought I'd do a video around. There's the wreck, the fishing boat.
My initial backup rigging consisted of a green spinnaker sheet and a black Dyneema car tow rope for the central upper shroud and a stout white sheet for the two inner shrouds, all bound and tensioned with the tail of the spinnaker sheet. With all standing rigging backed up with spare sheets and halyards, I gently sailed the 120 miles to the island of Niue, which was closed to yachts. I arrived at midnight, and the nice lady on the harbour radio gave me an exception for 24 hours on a mooring to continue backing up the rigging. Niue is a completely different kind of island, commonly known as the Rock, because it is entirely low-lying limestone, an atoll thrust up out of the ocean, with no bays, beaches, or anchorages.
It's the 27th of August, Saturday. I am in Niue and working on my rigging, which is all massively complicated now with 28 wires and cables going up to the mast. And as a farewell, I'm about to leave, 2 o'clock. These 3 humpback whales have just been swimming around the boat. Zoom in a little bit here. And there's another 2 on the other side. Pretty cool. There they go. On the other side of the boat there's a mother and a calf. Let's see if the calf will stick its head up the way it just did. There we go. At least a fin. There's the mother. Oh, fishing rod's going to interfere. Well, anyway, here's the rest of Niue. Spectacular houses on the hill side here, and this complicated setup where you have to hoist your boats in and out with a crane at the pier.
Tonga was also still closed to yachts, but at the end of a long day of motoring in near dead calm conditions, I came to the tiny island of Toku.
It's Tuesday, the 30th of August. Been on this trip for 5 months now, and this is a tiny islet called Toku, north of the main island of Vavua in Tonga. I presume this is part of Tonga. It sort of looks like an atoll that is filled in, but who knows. Way out in the middle of nowhere, and absolutely full of humpback whales. I don't see any of them right now. That island over there is Nuie, and I'll head over there next. It's a calm day. We've been motoring most of the day. Just had 2 humpback whales come right by us, and there have been lots of them over here. In fact, these sort of smooth, clear patches are where they have breathed, and they're breaching, tail slapping, fin slapping, and so just now I had a swim. I went under, took the snorkel and goggles, pulled myself down with a ladder, and I could hear them singing. Absolutely fantastic. Always dreamed of doing that. What a place. The only way you could get here is by helicopter. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. substantial island after Hoku. It's a nice black pebble beach here with palms right in the middle on the south side. Almost looks like, it'd be rough, but looks like you get in there with the dinghy if you could leave somebody on the boat to come and pick you up later. There's frigate birds circling all over the place. I just hope they don't pick up one of my lures. I don't know what frigate bird tastes like. There goes one. But steep volcanic cliffs. So this is the remnants of a volcanic island, not an atoll that's been upthrust. Quite gorgeous, uninhabited, but strangely no whales, unlike Toku. Alright, from here it's straight out to Fiji.
In the next episode, I continue sailing from Tonga through the Lau group or eastern group of islands in Fiji to the check-in port of Savu Savu on Vanua Levu.